Hi, welcome back to Do 8 to 20. We're doing this testimony now! This is the picture I drew 2 years ago.
God, this looks like a child.
Oh, sorry. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see was shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant.
Can we just point out that the one dude who's stabbing is like really hunched over? I'll kill ya!
It was a hunchback!
To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind. Poor child.
Got boring.
Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw.
Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
It's black and white. She didn't know who was who.
Ooh. That's a thought.
It's not a thought, it's true.
Oh. Okay.
I guess the thought could be true, even just being a thought.
Yeah. Oh god! Read the line so they don't hear me coughing.
The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Objection, she had no idea who it was.
No. But you did get it right earlier.
He was stabbed in the back!
There you go. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. Actually, give me water. I forgot to get water.
Well, I mean, I don't gotta pee right now. I can't really give you any water.
Well, it just had to suffice.
You're gonna have to milk it out of me, man.
Yeah.
Did you draw this picture? Woo, 2 minutes in. Minute, actually.
Ooh.
Did you draw this picture right after the incident?
Hold on.
Judge, are you peeing behind your desk?
I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first, I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything.
2 or 3 days later? Then why was it on the back of the evidence?
Because he was Goodman was probably had the evidence list next to him as like a bit of reference to see if like her testimonies cooperated. During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Damon Gant and Lana Skye.
2 or 3 days later. The memory should still have been fresh.
Excuse me, witness. Can you please tell us why this picture is painted all black?
Racist. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see was shadows.
So at the time, you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who had come to your rescue?
No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright, I was knocked to the floor.
You were knocked to the floor?
Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lightning flashed.
When Mr. Marshall jumped on me, he slapped me as hard as he could away.
And I went out the window!
Poor Emma. Just glad she wasn't hurt.
What happened after the lightning flashed?
Physically, she wasn't hurt.
After that, I must have fainted.
Emotionally,
oh, yeah.
Severely damaged. It's like a product coming back, being returned to Amazon. What's the condition? Severely damaged. You mean?
How did that happen? You see the vein video? It was just him like juggling the package and.
Oh! It even says fragile.
Yeah.
You didn't see the actual murder take place?
No, I'm sorry.
You saw everything leading.
The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further?
What? You called her up here. Hey, I'm not the bad guy here.
Anyway, this picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant.
Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw?
Of course, this is the exact scene.
Wasn't influenced in any way from your talks with the detective?
Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright?
No. Of course not. Better watch out. You might find some way to cut myself.
I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me.
Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture?
Huh? Oh, well... That's strange. Seems it's exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind. Imprinted in her mind! And yet... There's clearly a contradiction here.
B. That's Goodman's. Different one. Where's the other one?
Abstraction! Yeah, abstraction.
Abstraction.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture, the way it is drew, contains a blatant contradiction.
What? But I still remember it just like it was yesterday.
Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report?
Contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see its tip is broken.
Even I don't have to look closely to see that Mr. Wright, I'm stroking out.
Well, Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too.
Tip wasn't broken. The tip was found inside of him. Tip wasn't broken before.
So why does the picture show it's broken?
Unless it was the second stab.
Sure, okay.
But I still just don't think it's the right murder weapon.
Also, it's... Fuck. That's the wrong thing. Plus, it's one stab wound. Single.
It was broken beforehand!
But the tip was found inside of him.
Just stick it back in there.
Oh, okay.
If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body.
It was a conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer.
Well, now they just proved it. It was one stab wound. Why would he be going to strike again if it was just once? I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma. It is simple, right?
And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem?
It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. The victim was only stabbed once. The murder weapon should not yet be broken.
Yeah! What's the meaning of this?
Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand.
Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there.
That's right. But what does it mean?
The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken.
That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly.
Caw!
I believe you were annoyed at that time, but she was sure she remembered correctly.
But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There's another explanation. Have you forgotten already? Got a little something called falsified evidence?
You're treading on thin ice, right?
All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged in fires of Mount Doom.
Ew. Now you can't deny that possibility.
You can't deny the possibility.
No. Ah!
Order. Order. Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted?
Your Honor, please allow me once again to introduce myself. I'm a man
I'm a man on the streets.
of faith and sin.
I don't know what you're quoting, actually.
Sympathy for the Devil by the Rolling Stones. The one thing
I listen
like.
to bad music.
Hot take, Rolling Stones aren't that good.
Yeah, the Beatles are better. Hot take.
Think the Beatles are overrated?
Oh my god.
Go over the events that took place the day of the murder. Police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Cand. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the... Why did he have a knife on him?
That's his mugshot.
Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It's my belief that somewhere in this story there is a lie. No, why did Dark have a knife on him?
That's just like a portrait. You know, that's not him. That's just like an illustration of what Dark looked like.
But no, I'm saying he ran, used her as a hostage with the knife he had.
But yeah, he did not have the knife.
We haven't proven that he didn't have a knife on him.
He could just stolen it from somebody.
And say, where did the knife come from? He went into a police. You're telling me he went in there and they didn't pat him down for weapons?
No, he could steal a knife.
Who's carrying a switchblade at a police station? Prosecutor's office. Oh, what's a police station?
Jake Marshall.
He doesn't have a switchblade. He has just a normal knife. It is my belief that somewhere in this story there is a lie.
I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife. If that's true, there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. It must have been another broken knife.
What are the chances of there being two broken knives?
Pretty good. Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's. Could there have been one? Yes. Could there be? Yes. Is there one? Possibly.
There's one. It's not like you just fucking pointed it out like 20 times.
If the witness is this adamant. Yeah, stop trying to throw me off. I see your tactics. Adamant about the accuracy of what she saw.
New strategy.
Can't just be explained away by a simple observational error.
That's right.
In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife.
I assume then that you have some information about this other than a broken knife.
So you got it, Your Honor.
If so, please feel free to enlighten us.
The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. Phoenix, stop looking at the papers. The answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past.
In the past.
Right here inside this picture.
This is a picture of the award ceremony.
That's a beautiful vase!
I love that vase. It's really nice.
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's the broken murder weapon.
Notice the award prosecutor Marshall is holding. What an awful sentence.
That's your fault. That's a broken knife.
Notice the award prosecutor Marshall.
God damn it. Wait. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this.
It says the award prosecutor Marshall. No commas.
The motion was awarded King of Prosecutors that day.
No, weird. That was not what was just said.
That's what is in the script.
That was not at all what was just said.
Are you denying the sacred text?
Yes. As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was, in all likelihood, from this one.
Order!
Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. That's the line that you just read.
That is the line. Hold on.
Mr.
Notice the award prosecutor Marshall is holding. That's what your line is. Notice the award prosecutor marshal is holding. That's a normal sentence.
I mean, yes, but it's also weird.
No, it's not. It's a normal sentence. That's a very normal sentence.
Not when there's no commas.
No, you don't need a comment there.
You could use one. When in doubt, put a comma everywhere.
Like, notice, comma, the award prosecutor marshal is holding?
Notice the award, comma, prosecutor marshal is holding.
No, because it was just that just notice the award. No.
You could put a comma after the award.
No.
Because then you have your space to separate King of Prosecutors Award and Prosecutor Marshal. That's why it throws me off, because it is called King of Prosecutors.
No,
that is what the award is called.
Yeah, but the words King of Prosecutors were not in that line.
As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation.
But that can't be!
Oh. And why not, Mr. Edgeworth?
Because if the King of Prosecutors Award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderers and the victim would be reversed!
What do you mean?
I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall!
Maybe it was.
That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking.
Maybe it was. Maybe we have it backwards and it was Neil who had him. Lights went out. She didn't see who had who.
No.
But the prosecutor was the one who actually died.
Yeah, someone came up and went, Gah! That's true.
That was me!
That's true. What's going on here?
It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions.
Hold it!
Hold it! Wait, I remember now. I remember everything.
Well, witness, you're full of shit. Clearly, you're lying.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please?
His list? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, you've got a long list. That's
Sorry.
definitely above average.
I would like to submit new charges against Your Honor.
Hubba hubba. The one with that picture scribbled on the back.
Oh, she's just now gonna realize that that's Blue Badger.
I knew it. This picture,
Or is that
I'm the one who drew it.
the vase?
You think it's a vase?
I think it's the vase.
What?
You drew that?
That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture.
Because that would be the edge of the window. Wait.
This time I've been trying so hard to
I gotta turn so I can.
be. Ah, shit. That's not gonna help you.
No, I gotta look this way. Just read your lines. I'm good.
All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must lock this part way deep inside me.
What could that fucking be? Was there anything above the window?
No, not on that side. Not on the Lana Sky side of the office.
So what if it was the other side? But that wasn't where the blood was.
No, that's not what the blood was. Yeah, that's true, but...
We'll continue for a little bit. I'm sure I will come to a conclusion. The other thing that popped in my head is it's either the vase, it might be... And then I was like, what if it's part of the organ?
No, it's not part of the organ. I'll tell you that.
Right now, all I got is the vase.
Okay, yeah.
But the way it's lined up doesn't fit.
You don't think that, like, it could look like that?
I mean, you can rotate it upside down.
It's hard. It's hard. It's hard.
Oh, I can look through it.
Ooh.
It's got a peephole.
Perhaps you would like to. Would you please tell us what you've recalled, Miss Sky?
Yes, Your Honor.
First, the knife mix-up, and now the blue badger. This should be interesting. It's that decrepit monster.
When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed toward both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
Now we make more sense. Picked up the vase, smashed him in the head with the vase. That explains the blood on the vase.
This is certainly most unusual.
Try impossible! The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year.
That would mean...
What?
I figured it out.
You did? What did you figure out?
It was the vase sideways. Looking from the top down.
That's what she saw?
Yeah, because the broken handle, there's a handle that's broken off. And you put the handle back on there.
Oh, yeah. So.
And you turn it to where you're looking from the top down angle, and you have the blue badger.
Okay, yeah, okay.
That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago.
Yes, well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Stop! Please! Don't pursue this any further!
You're gonna kill us all! You've doomed us, Phoenix! Lana.
What's the meaning of this? Get her out of here! Please remain seated in the defendant's chair!
You can't do this! I've already confessed to the crime! Why can't you just leave it out that? Chief Prosecutor Sky, you've already come this far. It's too late to turn back.
Silence, you fools! The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, beat her up! Please detain the defendant.
Seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. Yeah, get her out of here. Don't let her interrupt me again.
When I saw that man raise his knife, listen up!
Yeah, I killed him. What about it? Oh, fuck. She's definitely gonna be the one who killed him.
Yeah, I did.
I don't want her to be the fucking murderer.
I saved you. All of you in your pathetic lives. I should have let Stannis kill you all.
Wesker was right. When you say that man, I assume you refer to Joe Dark? Joe Darky?
Yes.
You can say that.
At least, I think it was him.
You think?
All I could really see was shadows. The power outage that immediately preceded the incident is also documented in the prosecutor's office reports.
So then you...
I panicked and rushed toward both of them.
Shut up, Judge. We don't care what you have to say. Why'd you do something so dangerous?
I got a plan! What else could I have done?
Arthur!
Arthur, I got a plan!
I got a plan.
We're going to Tahiti.
Dutch! Dutch, you can't.
Dutch, you can't do that. No! Arthur, we're going to Tahiti.
Arthur!
I was about to stab Mr. Marshall.
Did you fuck my wife, Abigail?
Yeah? So?
Is that your kid or mine?
Can't tell, Dutch. Well, just have to wait and see when he grows up. It looks like me or you.
She seems convinced that... Sneak peek of what the next game might be?
Ooh.
Seems convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife.
But as we've just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife. Well, I didn't know that at the time. When that dark guy knocked me down, all I could think was, I've got to help that other person. I think I knocked away the man with the knife.
Punched him right in the groin.
Pew!
What do you mean you think?
It all happened so fast, and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly. What I did, it's all kind of a blur.
You know the famous saying, I think therefore I am.
This guy was almost killed, but I'm gonna be like, Boyfriend again. Before she was witness to a murder about to take place. With so much happening in a matter of seconds, a little disorientation is only natural.
Edgeworth, you need a barf bag over there.
I saw the man about to stab the other person, who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife.
You idiot child. What you did was very brave, young girl. So then what happened next?
Just then, there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the Blue Badger!
I'm gonna be honest, a lot of people are... In reality, I think I would have called her stupid for trying to intervene. Was her heart in the right place? Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Were her actions stupid? Yes.
Yeah. Sure, yeah. But people need to be heroic at times to save a life.
I'm not saying her heart wasn't in the right place. Her intentions were good.
Yeah.
Her actions were stupid. She was still a kid. I mean, she still is a kid, but she was younger.
Yeah.
And had no reason to try and interfere. First of all, there's no way she was gonna outpower any of the dudes. Because she was young.
Don't underestimate the teen spirit.
I underestimated it.
Oh.
Didn't keep Kurt Cobain alive, now did it?
I suppose not. But he was past his teens, so...
But he wrote his teen spirit. Are you sure about this?
Of course. See? I even drew a picture of him here. But... it was the chief of detectives who thought of this hideous beast. And that was just this year. The Blue Badger didn't exist 2 years ago. This is all quite verifiable. I know it sounds strange, but I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling that I'd seen him before somewhere.
I wonder. She drew the vase.
And my God! That's a brilliant idea!
He saw the photo and said, I wonder.
I never thought of it like that, but that could be the case, yeah.
I feel like that's what happened. Oh, brother! This guy stinks! Just when you thought that thing had caused enough commotion.
Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing?
In the corner.
He wasn't in the
Staring
room, but
at
I'm
me.
sure I saw his shadow. Boo.
His shadow. So you mean you didn't actually see his face with its winning smile and all?
That's right, but I still remember it.
What are you
Yeah,
looking
3
at there,
creepy horns.
young man?
You'll see in a second. This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken.
I'm right. That may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did.
Oh? And I suppose you have an explanation? If so, by all means, please tell us what this shadow really was.
Enter that's just like, tell us what it is. Was! Quickly interrupts himself. Tries to play it off like he didn't just do that.
The cool guy.
What was it Emma saw when that lightning flashed? Who is this Blue Badger? I just might know. Blue Badger hadn't even been dreamt up when Emma drew this picture, yet she's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the Blue Badger. Something that is now sitting in this very courtroom.
Mr. Wright.
Her.
Oh!
You knew! Starts transforming into a fucking monster.
In this room, very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in that instant? Please show us the mysterious Blue Badger look-alike.
It's this videotape. VHS.
My God.
The mysterious Blue Badger was in fact this.
Well, that's a nice-looking vase. But that's... what exactly is that?
I believe it's some sort of jar.
But, Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the Blue Badger.
Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, it has a hole in the bottom, so I'm not sure how it's a jar. It's more like a straw.
Yeah.
However, what if we were to change our viewpoint?
Our viewpoint?
I've got to show them the correct angle to look at this thing from.
Okay. So it's gotta be it's gonna be like this, okay?
Oh, that is.
Hold on. It's literally gotta be pixel perfect. I'm telling you, it's literally have to be pixel perfect.
A little more up, a little more up.
A little more up. Let's try that. Ooh, fucking first try, boys!
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Well, is this a miracle or what?
Yeah, first try, man.
Do you lose?
No, you don't lose health. It was just like,
I was gonna say.
I don't really see it.
Did you lose?
Okay, let me
health?
try it again.
Do you lose health if you fuck?
No.
That would have been horrendous if they made it pixel perfect and you lost health every time you screwed up.
It's not that hard on the DS version, so I don't know if when they were making this remake, they really made it very fucking hard.
I mean, the DS has, in a sense, larger pixels,
Yeah, that's true.
so it wouldn't be as hard.
No.
Because you've got a wider range to work with. Whereas your computer is thousands of pixels.
Billions of pixels!
No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the Blue Badger. I'll speak quickly so we can get this song over with.
No.
Oh, even
It
after.
can't be!
Yep, that looks like the Blue Badger.
I don't like this song.
Order. The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious Blue Badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this jar.
Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point?
What do you mean?
So that badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything.
I think it means there's a possibility that there was another in the room.
No. You were onto something before, though.
What
It will give you a multiple choice. It will give you... It will give you a multiple choice then, you'll be fine.
I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth.
You see, this changes everything.
Indeed. Very well then. Please tell us, what's different now that we know the witness saw the jar?
That's why I was gonna say it could have been somebody else, because somebody could have been on the other side of the room and then said, I'm gonna chuck this jar at him. Allow me to take these in turn. The moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar.
At a very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright.
Yes. Wait a second. That photo makes perfect fucking sense now.
What photo? This photo you talking about? Or are you thinking... Oh, you're
The
talking
actual
about...
drawing.
The drawing.
Now, if you could turn it, it came over her head when she saw it.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody was behind her who
And
chucked
chucked it?
So I was right what I was about to say. That means somebody else was in the room with them. Which could only have been Gant, who knew that Dark took off.
Oh, Lana.
That's true.
Or your mom.
Don't you ever say that again.
I'm telling the truth, man. It was your mom.
Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar?
Where?
The location of the jar is shown in the picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on the shelf in the office of Damon Gant. How do you know that?
But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself.
Yes, and it's these two facts that reveal that what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room, in Chief Gant's office. But the blood...
Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body from Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office?
Okay, guys. It's the same office, just say the other side of the room. Yes.
Cubicle. Why would he do that? There's no reason.
Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason.
Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright?
The reason why he moved the fucking body? I didn't even think he moved the body. I think the vase was thrown. Finally figured it out. Is that an option? Can I say it was chucked? This is why Lana tried to stop the trial. Too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying?
That would have to have been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit?
A spear!
Ooh.
Suit of armor.
Holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword.
Yes. Since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, it would have had to have been Neil Marshall wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy.
No. Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking.
Yes. There's another possibility of what actually transpired, and she fucking pushed him into the knife. It
The
was
spear.
yeah, it wasn't a blunt object that went into him. It was the sword. As the judge called it, a sword.
Yeah, the judge is stupid.
She pushed him into it, thinking he was the killer. God damn it! There's another possibility of what actually transpired in the room.
Another possibility.
Of course, the perpetrator.
Bad gas.
Would have had no idea, but nevertheless, I don't know if I can go through with this.
Mr. Wright, what's the matter?
The events took place as the defense theorizes, and the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Sky knocked away was actually prosecutor Neil Marshall.
He went back first into it. Hey, who's behind that?
It was me.
Righto. Fuck. God.
You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me?
Lana knew. Or Lana found out.
No!
She found out and she begged Gant to do something about it, and Gant said okay. Gant's not a bad guy! Gant said, alright, we'll cover it up so your sister does nothing, and I will move you away, and you owe me for this.
Never imagined her testimony would lead to this.
So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented. This is amazing. I love. Break the popcorn, bailiff.
What? What are you saying?
I'm sorry, Miss Sky, but given the circumstances.
Joe Dog murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Imagine that, coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall?
Evidence.
I'm willing to bet you don't.
Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence.
If we don't have any evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead.
It's the leather rag. with her prince.
That comes later. I'm telling you, no. It's not that. That's one piece, but there's another.
Oh no, the One Piece is treasure from a king pirate.
Fuck. That's right. You gotta watch a whole fucking marathon of episodes.
Tell me about it. I'm only on 11 past 100. I think I'm like, well, I think
you're like, oh god.
I think I'm at 140 and 1,000 more to go. We certainly can't get dead people to testify.
Well,
not right now. We can't.
yeah, they're not here.
She's not.
Yeah.
I don't think Mia's gonna come back and.
I was thinking like, yeah, Maya as Mia.
All that would have done is they had her say, "You can do it, right." That's all Mia does when she shows up. You've got this right. I mean, except for her actual murder when she showed up and said, "Look at the receipt." This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning. Other than that, all she did was say, "You got this."
Touche, Miss Sky.
Don't touch.
Of course. That only leaves us with one possibility.
You mean there's still another possibility?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
I mean, the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life, in one manner or another. That's impossible.
Okay.
Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist?
I've got to think back to the court record. No murderer's name that the victim may have left behind.
Think. What was concealed? This piece of cloth, which I told you is not it. Its evidence list was concealed.
It's the knife from the trophy.
We don't have that knife. And we're looking for a message.
Oh. Mr. Blood.
The blood.
Is the blood.
the
blood.
The blood. Hey, bro.
This message from the deceased is already in opposition.
Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer?
Sorry, I was possessed there for a second.
I was a Jamaican man. Do not be mistaken, Miss Sky. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There's only one thing we seek: the truth. No matter how painful it may be.
Smoking kills. Truth.com. Go visit it. It's truth.net, isn't it?
No, it's .com.
It's .com. Not sponsored.
Yeah,
would prefer not to be. But go on. Listen, their commercials are cringy. Like,
yeah,
really bad.
Because I direct them.
Now then, like, not even like Whitest Kid You Know cringy, where it's like funny cringy. Just cringy bad.
Please show us the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased.
This is the message left by the deceased.
This is that blue badger.
No, it's a vase or a jar. Come on!
From before, right?
Oh, is he going to just speak the killer's name? If that thing could, I'm sure it would.
Look like everyone's forgotten that this is just a jar. A message was left here on the surface of this jar. Ah, yeah, the message. Yeah, he broke it off the jar so he could put it in the safe so no one could see that there was a message written on it.
Mm.
Even though I'm not sure I could read what message is on it. Did he write in like Morse code?
No, in Braille. He did it in Braille.
Blood doesn't get bumpy.
But it's coagulated, I guess.
I mean, it's a liquid. It's gonna fill itself into every crevice. Therefore, it becomes smooth at a time.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
If you look closely, You can see a faint trail of blood on this jar.
It looks like someone wiped the blood away.
Is it like the Japanese spelling for Emma?
No. That would be hard. In the Japanese version, yes.
Yes, but notice. For some reason, blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away.
No, you don't need to turn your head. I'll do it for you. Like, I'm literally going to do it for you.
Yes, there is a line here drawn in blood.
So what you're saying is these dots were once lines.
Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message.
One that someone apparently wiped away. The blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions.
Precisely so. He's just digging inside his back stab wound.
Oh God.
Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points, and the victim's message will become apparent.
No.
I have diarrhea. That's a weird message to leave us.
Thank you.
They connected some dots wrong.
What kind of message did the victim leave for us?
Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. I've got to connect these dots to make the letters. There's only one thing left to do. There's only one thing the victim would have written given the circumstances. I'm assuming it's going to be an E, and an M, and an A. Just to really give it to the sisters. Listen, you're both gonna go to jail. One of you forged. One of you forged. And the other one murdered. Manslaughter. Still killed.
Yeah.
It's defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocent.
And that's not possible for this case. This case is all just around a sad one. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this.
Ema. Ema. So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind.
Emu. Timu.
Ooh. We got them finally.
Wish.com.
Of all people, she may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life
was Emma Sky. But
See, Worthy. Can't say I didn't warn you.
technically, the prosecutor could choose not to push the charges. Technically.
Are we going for the truth? Chief Gant, do you understand the implications of what you've done? What? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not? Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction.
But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable. Or was it?
I'm afraid that's not important.
because the last one wasn't his. He was innocent.
Didn't you know we aren't defenders of justice?
I thought that's exactly what the cops are.
Let me finish my lines!
What?
We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter. even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery, ultimately the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone might say, this fact cannot be denied. What's going on at the prosecutor's office? They might have sent an innocent man to his death! How can he just stand there like it wasn't his fault?
Order, 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 order!
I get excited fries.
Gavel pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle, the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. Welcome to Sin City.
We'll find out in
The next episode.
This is episode of H. Makes like Skype and about me knows something to be able, which is
Bruce Willis.
bye-bye. Come on the show.